Yellowstone franchise deaths. 17. Jamie Dutton, Yellowstone. Jamie Dutton's death during the Season 5 Yellowstone finale was 7 years in the making. Everyone knew Beth Dutton wanted him dead, but it was still stunning to see it happen. 16. John Dutton, Yellowstone. Actor Kevin Costner's public negotiations with Paramount made it clear that his character would not return to finish Season 5. This made his death inevitable as Part 2 of the final season of Yellowstone began. 15. Elsa Dutton, 1883. Elsa Dutton's death at the end of 1883 would be number 1 on this list of the Yellowstone franchise's most surprising deaths, except that we see her got shot through the chest with an arrow in the very first scenes of the prequel. The show rewinds after that to show James Dutton's journey northwest, but everyone knows what's coming. 14. Shay Brennan, 1883. Captain Shay Brennan was an all-time great franchise character who spent the full season of 1883 in a depression. When he dies by suicide at the end, it seems fitting, but still stunning. Brennan knew what was coming all along, but viewers didn't. 13. James Dutton, 1883. Death revealed during 1923. James Dutton survives 1883, but during a flashback scene in Yellowstone, we see him get shot by cattle thieves. It's not until the start of 1923 that we get confirmation of his death. However, it was an underwhelming end for the patriarch. 12. Margaret Dutton, 1883. Death revealed during 1923. Margaret Dutton's death was also unexpected. Like James, we learned she died from Elsa's voiceover at the start of 1923. She froze to death after James died. 11. Claire Dutton, 1883. Aunt Claire Dutton was a grouch widow set to join the Duttons as they advanced northwest from Texas in 1883. In retrospect, there's no way she would have survived the journey, but her death by suicide foretold of the great tragedies to come. 10. John Dutton, 1923. The original John Dutton died in EP3 of 1923 Season 1, and it's likely he'd rank higher on this list if we got to know him a little better. Similarly, his wife Emma, Jack Dutton's mom, doesn't even make this list. 9. Ennis, 1883. Elsa Dutton falls in love with Ennis during 1883, and they seem set to get married and grow old together. This is the first time this franchise really toyed with our emotions. His stunning death midway through the series changed Elsa's mood forever. 8. Donnie Haskell, Yellowstone. Sheriff Donnie Haskell was a Yellowstone regular who was, mostly, a friend to the Duttons. His death, toward the end of Season 4, came out of nowhere. A cafe robbery went wrong, and as John and Rip tried to intervene, Donnie caught a stray. The real-life reason for his character's death was so actor Hugh Dillon could go on to star in Mayor of Kingstown. 7. Fred Myers, Yellowstone. Fred Myers was a very small character during Season 1 of Yellowstone, but his death was important. The ranch hand was the first we saw taken to the train station. Viewers have no idea what's happening until Lloyd announces that Fred is boarding the long black train and shoots him in the head. 6. Colby Mayfield, Yellowstone. During Season 5 of Yellowstone, Colby Mayfield tries to help Carter escape from a bucking horse and gets stomped on. The sudden departure of one of the show's most beloved characters was difficult to process. It truly felt like a life cut short. 5. Rourke Morris, Yellowstone. Rourke Morris didn't quite reach villain status. He was just kind of a pest during Season 3 of Yellowstone, but he did hire men hired to mess with the Duttons, so he had to go. Rip had the pleasure of doing the job. This is the famous snake in a cooler scene that is kind of iconic. If you watched 1883, you recognized Alexandra's path as being similar to Elsa Dutton's. Somewhere, we were going to find heartbreak. It came during the series finale, EP7, and it was as emotional as any in this franchise. 3. Sarah Atwood, Yellowstone. Sarah Atwood was a villain, and everyone knows that those who come up against the Duttons are vulnerable. That's why she ranks so high on this list. We knew she would die, but when it happened midway through Season 5, Part B, it was still a jaw-dropper. 2. Jack Dutton, 1923. The final 2 deaths on this list of the most stunning deaths in Yellowstone franchise history are very similar. Jack Dutton was bushwhacked by Clyde as he went to join Jacob and the men at the train station. He never even got to pull his gun out. 1. Lee Dutton. It's Season 1, EP1 of Yellowstone, and one of the main characters gets killed. That set the tone for the show and franchise. Fall in love with nobody if you don't want to get your heart broken.